Welcome back. I'm MTG Joe, and today we're going to be playing some more Temur Drakes on Best of 3 rank ladder. So, if you haven't seen the other videos, this is basically a traditional Drake shell. We dropped the Enigma Drakes for some Krasis, and we're playing Nivs in the main. There's like Crushing Canopies in the side, just a couple ways to deal with enchantments. It's been pretty fun to play so far, and just jamming Krasis wherever we can. Before we get started, if you haven't done so already, a cheap and free way to support the channel costs you nothing. It's just hit that subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner. It goes a long way to helping to build out the content on the channel. So we'll keep here. We have ops to draw us in. We have our green source for Krasis, and the next turn we can kill whatever they have. So it's Pteramander, so we can shock it next turn. Want either lands. Okay, so another shock's actually pretty good here. And the Stomping Ground. So we're going to do this now before they can dive down, and then we can opt. So they have Storm Tamer here. And another Storm Tamer. Don't want that. So here we're going to shock. We're going to play the Pteramander. So the reason we shock is because we can both Spell Pierce and shock, so if they have the dive down. We want to do this and hold off, because if they try to play a Curious Obsession, we can shock in response. No blocks here. We're already, so we'll be at 4, so a land. I think we hold them off cards here, so we'll Spell Pierce, and then either way we can transform Pteramander next turn. We'll be at 8. We'll shock one of these in response. So they Spell Pierce back. So we'll shock one of them. Krasis is a nice draw here, so we're at 5. So we'll just do this now before they can interact. And then next turn we can Lava Coil whatever threat they play. And also dive down to protect Pteramander. So they Merfolk, have it resolve. They target here, we'll dive down. If they want to Spell Pierce, so they have a second Trickster. That's fine. So we have another Krasis. Next turn we'll just start playing them out as 1/1s. So decision here is, do we get rid of the 2 powers? Still think we get rid of the Storm Tamer. Just pass the turn. We'll go down to 9 here. So they have another Storm Tamer. They attack us for 4. Another land would be good here. So they have another Trickster. So I think regardless we need to play a Krasis for 1. Okay. So that was good. We'll gain one of the life back. They opt here. We do get to draw a card as well, and then it can trade with whatever, and then another land there. We can play one out for 3 next turn. So they Obsession here. So we do have to chump here. I don't want to give them more cards. We're at 4. They all out attack. I take 3. So Lava Coil will be good for the next turn. Hold back here. So they can get us to 2. So they have the blink of an eye. That's exactly 5, so they got us there. So we couldn't shock ourselves there, we would have been dead. So here, Crushing Canopies are good. Fiery Cannonades. Cindervines may be too slow. Do we want negates? Maybe bring that in place. Cut down a couple of these. They're too slow. Cut down 1 Niv. It's good if we can get to it, but it is fairly slow. Do we want the Entrancing Melody? I think we do. Cut down 1 Drake. We just want to avoid getting to this point and tapping out. There is consideration for Banefire. Do we want another negate instead of a Drake? We'll try it like this. We'll play first. So we'll keep this. We can opt, and then depending what they play, Lava Coil if need be. So we're gonna have to probably Lava Coil. Oh, Shock's good. So here we'll Shock and then play Pteramander. Cannonade, because it deals to non-pirates. It's the 1 pirate card in the deck, unless they play War Kite Marauder, which most don't. We're at 2 spells here. So here we'll attack in for 1. So that was probably a misplay on our part. They have the Trickster here. Oh, so they decided not to block. So here, I think we just end the turn. So we need to decide here if we want a Curious Obsession. I think we give it to them this turn. And then just try to Lava Coil next turn. We'll see if they play another creature or something out. If they're holding up to 2 mana, then it's likely they have Wizard's Retort. So it's our turn. So I'll try to get the Wizard's Retort out of their hand. So they opt here, digging for Spell Pierce. Oh, so that actually worked. It's very good for us. Okay, so next turn, we do have a 5/5. So I'm going to hold off on this because it can actually attack through. No attacks. They can Merfolk Trickster us. So I think we just do this now. I just don't want to lose the mana and then we get Trickstered. If they want to trade, they can trade. Okay, so they'll get a card draw, but we could Cannonade to clear it up after. So we block here. They have the dive down, which they don't. We're in more of the control position, I feel, in this matchup. Okay, so they have another Dijin. So we will pay 2 life here, play the Pteramander, adapt the Pteramander, and then just trade off again. So they have the Trickster here. Tap us down, hit us for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we hit a land, we can wipe the board. Okay, perfect. So lead with Crackling Drake. Draw into another Drake. So it does give him another chance to draw into spell. So another Curious Obsession. So we gotta do this now. Okay, so they have the Spell Pierce, so they kill us. That's how it goes against mono blue sometimes. They just catch you. So we'll give it a run with one more. Just see how it goes. Had some tough games this evening. This hand's not keepable. If it was a blue source, we would. This hand's better. We'll keep. Opponent's on 5. I think we want a threat. Just put some pressure. Shock's good in case they have an elf or anything. Pass turn. See what we're playing against. Opponent's missing land. So we're really just digging for a threat here. Dispersal gets us 2 cards deeper. Pteramander's good here. 2 cards in the bin. So I think we shock ourselves here. Play Pteramander. So opponent might just be doing this to see what we're playing. Just get rid of a dive down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so opponent concedes. So we don't know what they're on. So we'll just run it back. No sense of deviating from the main plan. Like there's a consideration to bring in like say Negate, but I'm not too sure if there's much value. So opponent should be better equipped this game to deal with us. Need a second land. It's even worse. Jeez. We'll keep this one. So opponent's benefiting. So if Pteramander. So we can shock it next turn if we don't draw another land. So the shock wasn't a terrible draw. So they have Field of Ruin. Just take the 1 damage here. See what they got. So shock works. Play our own Pteramander. So for a 4-lander, not terrible. They have another Pteramander. Just pass turn. Opponent's also stuck on 2 lands. So just a waiting game. We're live for draws as soon as opponent concedes it. So some sort of blue-based deck will take the win. So thanks for watching. Drop a comment in the chat below. Let me know what you think of the deck. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching and have